at what moment did you wake up in the morning and you were like, I'm going to become a builder?
It's a good question. It just happened that way. I never actually woke up and said I want to be a builder.
You just woke up and you were a builder?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, look at
That's just because I can't remember anything.
Yeah.
No, I actually wanted to be a landscaper.
Yeah, right.
And then I had a gap year in London in 2007, I think. And I was, doing landscaping, mowing lawns in the snow. And I said, I hate this. This is not for me.
Mowing lawns in the snow.
Yeah, it was snowing.
You were mowing
and I was mowing someone's lawns in Chelsea somewhere. And I was like, this is not for me. However, obviously being a landscaper in Australia is very different to in the UK. But I discovered that I like the hard aspects of the landscaping, the decks, the pergolas and things like that. Yeah. And then also when I was living in a hostel there for a bit, I met some chippies there that were cashed up. And I thought, oh, this is all right. I want to be a chippy. So I came back to Australia, started an apprenticeship, and my plan was to get a house and go back over there once I'd done my apprenticeship, rent the house out and have an asset and live in London, and then didn't quite work out that way.
So did you get your apprenticeship in the UK?
No, I came back to Australia.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you doing in the UK?
Just having a gap year, just travelling after.
Oh, just,
after
okay.
high school.
Yeah.
That's good.
I actually lost my license driving for 9 months. So
like, I'll just go to overseas.
Yeah, that's it.
They haven't banned me from driving there.
That's right.
That's
Excellent. And then, so how long did you work as a chippy once you got qualified? So were you working for someone, or did you go out pretty much immediately and start your own business? Like, what was your process?
I worked for someone. So finish my apprenticeship, then work for someone else, not my employers at the time. Worked for someone else for about 6 months, and then said, I might as well just start my own show, and then started Coy's Constructions back then.
Yeah, excellent. And you weren't a builder back then? You were doing just your carpentry?
Nah, just
not
carpentry.
Just, but you're doing carpentry as work?
Yeah.
That
correct.
period?
Yeah, I was a contractor, yeah.
Nice. And then did you grow your team? Like, was it yourself? Did you go in partnership with someone? Did you get other boys involved? How did you sort of go from being that one-man show to then having more people?
Yeah, so just myself, gain more confidence on your skill and ability as you do coming out of your time, and then started getting more demand for the work that I had, and then started employing employed a apprentice, and then 2, then 3, then 4, and then the company just grew, and then realized that I had too much admin to do, and then the next move was the jobs were getting too big. I was turning jobs away due to the size of them being eligible to do them as a carpenter.
Yeah.
So then said I'll do my builder's license, and yeah, I thought I'd made it when I'd signed a $200,000 job.
Yeah, how funny. That's like the day you become registered, you're like, how good is this? I'm unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to make, just where do I cash the check? Like, show me the place that you go to cash the check.
Little did I know, yes.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately a lot about what, the industry is a little bit like that, It's almost a license to fail.
Yeah.
Because they don't give you, although they check technically your sound, which I'd say 95% of the builders are technically sound, they don't give you some of the business fundamentals that you need to have to run a successful business. You kind of learn those the hard way. Most people do.
Isn't that most industries?
Look, perhaps, but there's a lot of
what
risk.
business? What
I'd
industry
say-
do they teach you the business? They don't. They teach you how to do the job.
Yeah,
A what?
Accountant?
Accountants are the worst. Dude, accountants don't take business advice from accountants.
Yeah.
Take accounting advice from accountants.
Yes.
They know how to
account.
numbers. Yeah, they know how to account for stuff. They don't know how to run a business and grow a business.
Yeah.
Most of them. Some do, I'm sure.
I'm sure there's a lot of businesses like that, but I suppose in our industry, it's often high ticket prices.
Yeah.
So when you fuck up,
bigger
it
risk.
costs you big time.
I guess you're so focused on getting the knowledge, the acts, the regs. I heard this saying that the knowledge you have to know as being a licensed builder is a 6x4 trailer load full of books.
Yeah.
You're never going to retain that amount of information. You just have to know where the answers are.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's intimidating because your head's on the chopping block if you get something wrong.
Yeah, you study this much, but you're only tested on that much. And that's what it's about. And the system is flawed for sure as far as how you go about getting your registration. And there should be more to it, not just here, you're a builder, go ahead and go.
It's too easy.
No, it's actually, look, I think it's a difficult process these days. I don't think it's necessarily easy. And it needs to be difficult because there's too many
Yeah, I
cowboys
agree.
out there. Like this has to be a protected profession, because what happens is you get the guys that think they're builders and they're not a builder's asshole. Do you know what I mean? They go out there, and that's who gives a bad name to good builders like ourselves. Goes out there and does a shit job, doesn't deliver, can't manage the business, can't manage their finances, goes broke, reopens as something else, and then it's just a vicious cycle.
Well, if you can think back to when you first started, I know now that when I'm going and competing on price with people, it's a red flag and it's disqualified. But if you do find yourself into that and the client hasn't disclosed that there's other builders competing for the same project, you go, well, no, I'm holding my numbers because I know I've quoted that job correctly.
Yeah.
I'm not the last. You either cut the size of the building down or you cut the scope down. That's the only way you're going to save money.
Absolutely. I'm not here to build your home. Pay to build your home. This is the price. But there's a whole qualifying process that you should go through as a builder, and you do learn that the hard way as well. It's like the ideal client in the beginning is anyone with a pulse.
Yeah.
And then it's like after that, once you get the runs on the board, you get burnt a few times, you learn the game, you're like, okay, cool, I need that.
I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, exactly. You don't do that again. But unfortunately, it's like you have to learn that lesson the hard way. And, it's a lot of what we do, particularly at Builder Elite, is to make sure we're teaching these lessons early on as a part of the process, not after, you've had 10 years of experience, haven't made much money and lost most of your hair and gone grey and all that sort of stuff. So it's definitely a difficult industry. But, we actually met at a business conference many years ago. And like, what was your motivating factor to go and seek more knowledge and training?
Just to be better, actually. It's funny you say that. I actually listened to an audiobook on the drive in here today, and everyone has this instinct to want to be better or want to leave a legacy behind. To have that driving force to have something that lives on after you've gone, you've passed death, right? So everyone knows, well, I guess turns a blind eye to death, but they want something to last on after they're gone. So that, I guess, subconsciously was a driver for me, to build something for my kids, for my family, and ultimately just to be better. If there's something you don't know, knowledge is power. And I guess all that combined into one, to learn from someone to be better.
Yeah. And do you feel that did make you better?
It definitely opened my eyes to the aspects of it. It put a hell of a lot of stress on me at the time.
That's how you can grow, though. Like, the stress aspect is part of the game.
Yeah.
You got to you got to learn to handle it. It's in any business, there's levels of stress, and we've said it on previous episodes as well. Like, stress can be a killer. It can kill you if you think it's going to kill you, but it can also be a motivating factor that pushes you to achieve great things and get shit done.
Yeah,
it's just completely how you perceive that implied stress that's put on you, and you've also asked for it. You're a business owner. Yeah,
that's true. And you can't always, but you have two choices. You can sit there and go, poor me, or you just go, well, that sucks, get on with it.
Yeah, that's right.
And I think it was too much too quick. Put a hell of a lot of stress on me. But yeah, I did learn a lot and open my eyes to the aspects of not just being a builder forever, because I won't be.
Yeah, and that's great that you can have that foresight.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.